seems to me there's no such thing as gay marriage. There's nothing against guys who are a little light in the loafers. I lived in New York and LA. I went to the gayest university in the world, but it's just... It was Yale, he guessed it. But men and women are different, and so the union of two men is different from the union of two women, and that's different from a marriage, which is a man and a woman. And I think that men and women both have something to contribute. I think that children benefit from a mother and a father. I don't think men and women can be replaced and substituted for each other, and the science shows that kids who are raised in gay households do a lot of work on basically every measure.
That's not true.
Did you catch that? Michael Knowles looked straight at two liberals and said there is no such thing as gay marriage. Not I disagree with it, not it's complicated. He said it does not exist. Then he backed it with the one thing the left hates most, actual data on kids. Stick around. What follows is a complete dismantling of the love is love slogan when children are involved.
Yeah, so
What'd I get wrong?
a few things. First of all, I just want to start with the fundamental fact that I think marriage is important. I think that marriage is something that should be incentivized. And in America, there is gay marriage. You can say gay marriage does not exist, but there is gay marriage since 2015.
It's like saying there's up-down, though. You could say it, but it doesn't make it real.
Legally,
I mean,
can
it
gay
is
people get
real.
married? Have gay people gotten married in the United States?
No, well, some
mean,
have when they're hiding their true
Wait, no, answer
desires, I
this.
guess.
Legally, have gay people gotten married in the United States? Have a man and a man legally gotten married? Yes
No,
or no?
that's not possible. That'd be like swimming in outer space.
Legally,
it doesn't mean anything.
No,
You're
legally they are
slippering out.
married.
Wait, guys in the crowd. Two men have never gotten married ever in America?
They've married women.
What do you mean semantics? Can you explain what you mean by semantics? No, I'm straight. I'm just trying to defend.
If you have a point to make, go up to the microphone.
Yeah. So I feel like you're the one that's playing semantics when you say
Well,
that.
semantics means meaning, and I'm trying to get to the
And
meaning
by the
of
way,
the debate.
semantics
Yeah.
are very, very important. So when
Yeah.
we look at the laws in the United States, you cannot look me in the eyes and say two women have never gotten married. You can play semantics. Yeah.
I'm looking you right in the eyes. Two women have never married
You're
each other
lying.
in the
That's
history of the
not
world.
true.
You guys can cheer, but I'm sure you guys
That's not
know gay
true.
people. It's
Right.
just
We
not
know that
true.
people
You can
have
sit here and
gotten
play
married
semantics, but let's go
legally.
downstream to your next argument that children don't do better in gay marriages.
Which
I
isn't
think
true.
that there's a lot of statistics showing the exact opposite.
Such as?
There's studies. There's one that I was reading earlier. I can't remember the exact name, but it was the main one that is supposed to prove that that children in same-sex couple or same-sex marriages don't perform as well. But there were a lot of other factors they weren't controlling for, such as unstableness in the family household, which was not directly related to gay couples, but. Can I ask you a question?
Hold
really
on.
quickly?
So you were touching on points that do bear on that, but this is a very important part of the debate.
Yeah.
Because the study that everyone cites in defense of gay marriage,
Yeah.
is the Rosenfeld study from
Yeah,
Stanford
that's the one.
2010.
Yeah.
And it found that the kids raised in gay households did just as well as the kids raised in normal households. The problem was that the study eliminated households where the parents had moved and the kids had moved within 5 years. That disproportionately removed the same-sex households. So that was re-examined later on, and when you controlled for that fact, it wiped it away. More importantly, in 2012, there was a study that came out of UT Austin. This was much more thorough. It measured the kids of married parents, heterosexual living together parents, two fellas, two chicks. Measured them on 80 different measures of social outcome. The children of the same-sex couples did worse on 77 out of 80. The exceptions were voting habits and alcoholism among kids raised by lesbians.
Can I ask you a question?
No, I want to ask a question really quick. Would you rather, so the gays, when they adopt, are taking kids who don't have homes. Would you rather kids grow up in a foster care system?
Sometimes intentionally purchasing kids through the
they're not
idea
purchasing
wait.
with the
kids.
intention of
They go
depriving
through
them of
the
their
same-
natural
no,
mothers.
They go through the same checks as straight couples to adopt.
Can I say a few things
Well,
really
we're-
quickly?
we're-
Can I ask a question?
Sure, Adam,
So
yeah.
each state has different laws that are. You have to meet certain requirements to adopt people. So you cannot just adopt somebody if you're an absolute piece of shit all the time. But
Plus,
you,
how many straight people have kids that shouldn't?
you can. But overall, there are house checks. There are things that go through. Can I ask you a simple question though?
Yes.
Say a kid was abandoned by their family at a young age, and they're growing up in the foster care system. Would you rather them spend most of their formative years in the foster care system or with two parents that are the same sex?
So
Watch how this plays out. Michael starts with the basic truth the culture has spent a decade trying to erase. Men and women are different. A union of two men is not the same as a union of two women, and neither is a marriage. Marriage exists for a reason. Children benefit from a mother and a father. That is not bigotry. That is biology and thousands of years of human experience. Adam immediately jumps to the legal word game. But the law says they can get married. Michael refuses to play. Calling something marriage does not make it marriage, any more than calling a man a woman makes him a woman. Then comes the real fight, outcomes for children. Adam claims the studies show no difference. Michael cites the actual research. The famous Rosenfeld-Stanford study that the left waves around eliminated households that moved, which disproportionately removed same-sex households and inflated the results. When that was corrected, the advantage disappeared. The far more thorough 2012 University of Texas study measured kids on 80 different social outcomes. Children raised by same-sex couples did worse on 77 of them. Adam pivots hard to the foster care emotional trap. Would you rather leave a kid in foster care or give him two dads? Michael does not take the bait. He points out that the left loves to focus on older foster kids while ignoring the growing industry of intentionally creating motherless or fatherless children through IVF and surrogacy. That is not compassion. That is manufacturing a problem and then demanding everyone celebrate it. The science and common sense both say the same thing. Kids do better with a mother and a father. The left just does not want to hear it.
I think it's very telling that you're focusing on older children in the foster care system
It can
and
be
not
younger as
defending
well.
Younger
and
too.
not defending kids who are either adopted as newborns or kids who are, which is an increasingly frequent occurrence, kids who are purchased through the IVF and surrogacy industry with the intention of depriving them of their natural mothers. And I think you're doing it because it's the most sort of
Well, no,
heartstring-
you're not answering my question.
Yeah.
Wait, did he just answer my question?
Yeah, do you
No,
want them in
he
the
did
foster
not.
care
No, I guess
system?
my
question.
answer is
No, you pivoted
because,
around.
because
No,
the overwhelming scientific evidence backs up the overwhelming common sense evidence that
I'm
kids
gonna ask the
do.
question one more
I'm
time.
answering it for you. That kids do worse on virtually every measure raised by
So you-
same-sex
It's
children.
yes or no.
So
I
you'd
would
rather
not
have them in the
subject them
foster
to
care
that.
system?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
yes.
I don't think.
Dude,
for
answer the
example,
question. Foster
I
care
am
system or
answering.
It's
same
yes
sex?
or no.
You've kind of just slithered around it. Wait,
Yeah.
what's his answer been, guys?
Yeah, I don't.
Does he want
No
them
one
in the
knows your
foster
answer,
care
bro.
system?
Clarify
I
your
don't-
answer for me.
I am answering it for you.
What has his answer been?
I don't think that children do well raised by same-sex
That's not the
parents.
question. The question is, do
Foster
you want
care
them in the
system
foster care
or
system
two
more than in a
same-sex marriage?
two-house?
I don't think that two men or two women should be able to.
So foster
adopt
care
So
system.
yes, foster's better for
So
them.
you're
I don't-
slipping through the guys.
Yeah, this
are we going
foster care
crazy, or is he
system's
not
better.
answering the question right now?
I guess my answer would, for the foster care system
Yeah.
would be that kids are being raised often in same-sex situations in the foster care system. So you can't make a comparison between those two because you're already dealing with one man or five
Why
men
did it
or
take you
10
like
men.
5 minutes to make that point at the end? Why did
Because you're evading the actual point, which is whether children raised in same-sex households do better or worse. And the scientific
I
evidence,
have not
which you
seen
could not cite,
widespread studies.
There's
scientific
not-
evidence which you could not cite, uniformly says that they
Not
do worse.
uniformly, no.
Yes.
You just cited a study from 2010 that says
Which
the
was
opposite.
corrected, from 2010,
There
it
are
was corrected
multiple
3 years
studies-
later out of Simon Fraser University.
There are multiple organizations. When I was doing my research, I can't remember, but there are multiple
Yeah,
organizations.
then you got to do better research if you can't remember.
Dude, you got to answer my questions a little better.
I don't know. I think I just answered your question.
Not
So yes, the
really.
foster care
So
system
a foster
is
care
better.
system is what you prefer.
Yeah,
That's so ridiculous. You know, you're making a totally inapt comparison to avoid the
Wait a
actual
minute.
point.
But there
Guys,
aren't enough,
one
like
second.
gay couples adopt and so do straight couples. I don't
There are
understand why
30
you would rather have them in the foster care
It's
system.
a very common situation that happens, Michael. A lot of times people are abandoned, and gay couples obviously can't have kids, so what they do is adopt. Now, my question is
no,
simple.
that's not true. What they
My
do
question
generally is
simple.
purchase children through the IVF industry.
So do you think
Generally,
straight,
no.
do you think
Commoditizing
Adoption
straight,
rates are way higher.
Do you think
Adoption
straight
rates are way
couples are also buying kids when they do IVF?
Well, they shouldn't do that either.
Wait,
Now, do we
guys.
have any questions over here at the mic?
Adam, I think you're completely wrong.
About what?
How did we get on a topic from kids to marriage? First
no.
off,
That was
no,
Michael's
no, no, no,
prompt.
no, 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 no. Let me talk.
Oh, that was his
No,
prompt.
no, 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 no. Let me talk. All right. There is two genders in this world. You are born with either a,
You just went from kids, marriage to gender.
Okay, but it doesn't make a difference.
Well, you just said he segued. so
Men
now you
belong
just
with
did.
women and women belong with men. That's all I got to say. Thank you very much.
Wow, real
That was
sophisticated
well said.
answer.
I know.
I thought that was
Real
well said.
Your prompt did include the kid part, though, right?
Now the wheels come off. Adam keeps demanding a simple yes or no on foster care, while Michael keeps dragging him back to the actual data. Every time Michael cites the studies, Adam claims he can't remember the names of the ones that supposedly contradict them. Classic. When you cannot name the research, you do not have the research. An audience member finally cuts through the noise with the simplest statement of the night. There are two genders. Men belong with women, women belong with men. The room erupts. That is the silent majority speaking. Michael does not need to add much after that. The liberals spent the entire segment trying to turn a question about child outcomes into a semantics game and a sob story. They never answered the core point. Kids raised without a mother or without a father do worse on nearly every measurable outcome. The data is not close. The left just pretends it does not exist because admitting it would collapse the entire ideology. Michael refused to pretend. That is why this segment hits so hard.